880. So today you're going to learn how to do a box and whisker plot. Box and whisker plot. So up at the top in that pink, like I always say, the important stuff is underneath that, right, Brady? Just so you guys know, when I call your name out for not doing the correct thing in class, it gets recorded, and anybody in any of my math classes that watches it knows that you were not following directions. Like basically all sixth graders, because I have almost all sixth graders for math. They will all know which one of you is not paying attention. Okay? So look at that pink bar on page 880. It says construct a box plot. So a box plot, or a box and whisker plot, uses a number line to show the distribution of the set of data by using the median, the quartiles, and the extreme values. The box is drawn around the quartile values, and the whiskers extend from each quartile to the extreme data points that are not outliers. The median is marked with a vertical line. The figure below is a box plot. Now that sounds like a lot, but it's really quite easy. All we are doing is taking data from yesterday and drawing a picture with it. Yes? No. Put away your pens? Yes, you can put away your pens. Sorry. I thought you said, can we write with our pens? No, you need your pencil now. We're doing regular math. Pencils back out. Sorry. Yes, Delaney. I am recording. I am. They can if you're loud and you shout out, because somebody's like, I heard my brother on the recording yesterday when I watched it at home. So just so you know, if you're shouting out, it's going to pick you up. So what are we going to do today? We are going to take the median, the quartiles, first and third, and we're going to look at the largest and smallest numbers of our data and draw a picture with it. That's it. Okay? So the only thing new you're learning is how to draw a picture. Go ahead and look at page 880, number 1. I know they give you a step-by-step, but they didn't do everything for you, so you're going to do the parts that they didn't do on the steps with me on the board. Okay? And the first thing they do is they give you the data set. But it's not in order, is it? So you are going to rewrite this with me in order from least to greatest. Excellent. You can write it. If you want to squeeze it underneath, that's fine. If you want to go into the green section of your book, that's fine. But we are going to write this from least to greatest, starting with 19. And then it looks like 20. Then 22. Then 23. 25. 25 again. 27. 30. 34. 35. And 40. All right, they're all in order from least to greatest. Just like yesterday and the day before that and the day before that, we're going to find the median. Cross off the outsides, working your way to the middle until we end up in the very middle, or if we have two centers. Excellent. 25 is your median. Now I just want you to go down and look. You don't have to do anything because they did it for you, but go down and look at this number line. Our data goes from 19 to 40, and our number line goes from 10 to 50. So our number line is bigger than the data we have, which means all the dots can fit on it. So we're good. Our median is 25. I want you to look at the chart. They put a dot on 25. See it? And they even wrote median and put it right there to show you where that dot is. So you get a median on the dot on the number line. What's something else we need to look for? Don't everyone say it at once. The quartiles, the Q1 and Q3. So it's everything lower than our median. So we're going to cross off the outside numbers and work our way in, and we end up with 22 is our Q1. If you go down to your number line, look at that. 22, Q1, they put a dot there. Okay. Let's do our quartile 3. So cross off until we end up with a center number there. 34. Is that also listed on the number line for you? Yes, it is. Now, these are two new things, but they're actually not that hard. It's called the lower extreme and the upper extreme. The lower extreme and the upper extreme are just your biggest and smallest numbers as long as they are not outliers. So let's look at our smallest number in our list. It is 19. Is 19 an outlier? No, because it's really close to 20. So that's good. 19 is fine. And then 40 is our biggest number. Is 40 an outlier? No. It is not, because it's close to 35. So our biggest and smallest numbers are not outliers, which means they are what we call our lower and upper extremes. If you look, they put a dot for 19 and they put another dot for 40. So now the information is on the graph. Yes. Exactly what you've been doing. Now we're just going to put it here. Okay. So they put the dots for you. I want you to draw what I draw. Once you have the dots on, you take your pencil and you draw a line through the dot that's the median. Draw a line just like that. Everybody do this on your page. Draw another line, the same height, or as close as you can get it, through your quartile 1. And draw one more line through quartile 3. So you should have 3 lines like mine. Now you're going to take the 2 quartile lines and you're going to connect them to make a giant box. So you're going to go across the top and across the bottom. You will have a line inside. That line's not in the middle, but it is the line for the median. Okay. The median is not the middle of the box, it's the middle of our data. So it's not always going to be in the middle of the box. This is the box part of our box and whisker plot, which means we have one part left, and that's the whiskers. We have our biggest number and our smallest number on the outside. You're just going to draw a line from the middle of the box out to that dot, and a middle of the box out to that dot. They look like little whiskers. That's it. Okay. Come down and look at the bottom. They actually did it for you. Does it look like the one you just drew? Yeah. Yours might be a little sloppier because they use a computer to make straight lines, but it's the same. They put the lines to the same spots and the whiskers out to the same spots. So this question asks, half of the drivers were driving faster than what speed? So we split our data into 2 pieces. That middle piece is called the median, okay, which means half of it is slower and half of it is faster. So half of the drivers were driving faster than our median. What was our median? 25. Right there. So when it says half the drivers, how many drivers are driving, or what speed were they driving faster than? 25. The other half were driving slower than 25, because that's our median number. You can see it, whatever line is in the box, that's your median. Turn to page 882. This is going to be just like your homework, so we're going to do it together, and then I'm going to hand out your worksheet. It is not in your book. Okay? It says make a box and whisker plot of the data. Here is your data. What's the first thing you have to do with those numbers? Put them in order like we've always been doing. Exactly. Let's start with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 again, 5 again, 7, 7 again, 9, 9 again, 10. If you run out of room like I did, you can just go down below. 11 and 15. Okay. We already know what our upper and lower extremes are as long as they're not outliers. We need quartile 1, quartile 3, and the median. So let's find the median. Start with your outsides and cross them off. And work your way into the middle. We have 2 centers. We have a 5 and a 7. What's 5 plus 7? 12. 12 divided by 2? 6. And since you're all math geniuses, I'm sure you went, what goes from 5 to 7 in the middle of that is 6, easily. 5 to 7, what's in the middle of those two? 6. So 6 is our median. Come find 6 and put a dot above the line graph there. All right, let's find quartile 1. Remember, quartile 1 is everything below the median. That includes that 5 that was in the circle. 5 is not the median. 6 is the median, so 5 is below it. So we have to cross off everything on the outsides, working our way in on that lower section. What is quartile 1? 4. Please go over to 4 and put another dot over on top of the line. Let's do quartile 3. So remember that 7 is part of our list because it's bigger than 6. So I'm going to cross off my outsides. I'm going to work my way in. And I end up with 9. Go over to your chart. Find 9. Put a dot there. We now have our quartile 1, our median, and quartile 3. You're going to draw a straight line through all 3 of those dots. And then connect the top and the bottom of your quartiles, the outside ones. So you go all the way across on the top and all the way across on the bottom. So you're making a box, and you're going to have a line through that box. That line is your median. Okay, now we need whiskers. What's the smallest number in our set? 1. Is 1 an outlier? No, because it's close to 2, so it's not an outlier. So we're going to put a dot on 1. And you can draw a line straight from that dot to the middle of your box on your first quartile. What's our largest number? Is 15 an outlier? Nope. It's pretty close to 11. So put a dot on 15 and draw a line from quartile 3, the end of your box, all the way out to your dot on 15. You guys, that's it. If there's an outlier, you don't include it. So let's say we also had a 35 in our set. We're not putting 35 out here. You're going to go to the next biggest number that's not an outlier, which would be 15, and do it. Okay? You do have to do the whiskers. But if you have an outlier, you're going to get rid of it and say, what's the next biggest number? 15 would be your next biggest. You write on there. All right? All you're doing is taking the information we used yesterday, finding the median, finding the quartile 1 and quartile 3, and drawing a picture with it. Whoops, that's not what I meant to do.